short from 2005, Christmas Caper is the first short with the Madagascar penguins, published with the movie's DVD. Personally, I don't like the Madagascar movies. The structure is there, but the story seems forced and they kind of vanish from my memory, and I don't see that changing. When they announce Madagascar 4, your kids watch anything, I'll say, don't lions live at the most 14 years? Does that mean Alex is going to die of old age in the next movie? It's going to be 14 years after the original. And I also am not a fan of the penguins. Yes, I wanted to see more of them than from the rest of the characters in the movie, but that doesn't mean much. When they got their series on Nickelodeon, I saw a few episodes, but as the movie, nothing was memorable. I really think it's a case of Q5ism. Q5 being the consulting company that destroyed the real Ghostbusters, the most successful cartoon on its time slot, with racist and misogynistic ideas, to the absurdity of trying to pretend the ghosts weren't dead people. But of course, the clear alterations being the destruction of all the development of personalities for the characters done previously, and the elevation of Slimer. The pet, suddenly, was more important than the rest and couldn't be confronted or shown negatively. What does this have to do with this short? Well, the only thing I really notice is that the idea of expanding the personality of the penguins happened here. Everything I remember seeing in the series was forced, exactly like in the movies, and what's really interesting, the personalities already existed. Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V. The short starts with Private seeing one of the zoo's animals is lonely, while the others finish preparing for the festivities militarily. Of course, Private asked if they could give the depressive polar bear something.
Kowalski! Negative, Skipper. We have 4 presents and there are 4 of us.
With the negative, Private decides to go out and buy him something, and they only notice hours later.
We have 3 heads, sir.
Where's the private?
Unknown, sir. It would appear that he's missing.
Missing? Hoover, damn!
I like the quick jokes and the leader cursing in disguise. It's like a declaration that it should be normal, even if not showing any cursing directly. It's smart. Then I saw that the Portuguese dub changed eggnog into milk. Because kids can never understand that there are some things that are for adults only.
Saúde!
The story in itself isn't complex, nor does it need to be. The 3 try to find Private.
Kowalski! Analysis.
Adrenaline, sweat, and sardines. These tracks are fresh, sir.
I love this joke. Not only because it uses the clichés characterization well, but because it kind of illustrates the problem with this series. The joke is that they are military clichés. This obviously isn't for little children, but for at least preteens that know that kind of story. That's why these characters in a series for kids is so absurd. It's the same joke from The Incredibles.
Bon voyage.
Or do you think an Explosives Mania could be a kid's character? Huh. A woman buys Private thinking it's a dog toy, and they set off to rescue him, and we have another marvelously suggestive joke.
Hey, I'm walking here!
Now look at the guy complaining. He isn't even moving when he yells at the car, but speaks as if the car cut in front of him out of nowhere. And if you pay attention, he seems to be looking at the penguins, despite the audio suggesting he is complaining. This could be totally accidental. The script could have said, for instance, the actor should lose interest as he says this line, and he just ignored it. But the way it is, with the leader censoring himself and this kind of alteration, it looks like we are watching something changed by the military to show only the most fun part for the audience. The penguins go in, disguised as a snowman. I see no problem with this. I see no problem with this. None at all. And the woman lives in the 13th floor.
That's cute.
And here's another great thing about this short. A cute, adorable poodle who is actually scary. But I know that dude. The end is a big action scene that works well, with better use of a candy cane than the magic in Xmas Makers, which I don't want to ruin for you. I'll just say the name of the operation kinda almost blows it, but it's done so well that it doesn't. In the end, they go back and invite the polar bear to their party following the penguin's motto of "No one swims alone."
Seriously,
This is the best Christmas I've ever had!
Oh, and polar bears have flexible diets.